Hello folks, welcome back to Dr. Alejandro's lab. Here I am back at Outriders. This is post the brand new patch that just came out, I think, yeah, today on the 30th, or it dropped on the 29th, I'm not sure. But I just ended up seeing it today on the 30th. So I quickly jumped on, and I want to talk about some things and then go through an expedition with the changes. The biggest one we have now for the AP Minigun Technomancer build is Perpetuum Mobile doesn't work anymore. Unfortunately, I can't change that on my weapons because both these weapons had Perpetuum Mobile and added Fortress to them. So I'm kind of stuck there unless I find something else. But at the same time, there aren't any other weapon mods that I know of besides Fortress that actually will still work with the minigun. So I don't even think it matters. In terms of everything else, Massacre now goes back to its 10 seconds, which is what it originally was. When it first came out, it was 10 seconds with unlimited stacks, which the game company was like, "Wow, this is stacking too much." So until we figure that out, we're gonna drop it down to 3 seconds and be unlimited stacking, which really did hurt the minigun. It made us work well in monster areas, but we kind of sucked in human-based areas because it was so much harder to keep up getting kills every 3 seconds to build up the stacks. I'm a little sad that it's only stacking to 6 times. I was hoping they were going to do, I was hoping 10 was going to be a number. Just because the anomaly power you can get up to at that point of damage would feel pretty good. You would lose out on some of your top end. You wouldn't be able to pull out, 4 million ability anomaly power. Which I had done before. In some expeditions, I had hit 3.5 to 4 million anomaly power at certain times. Gonna get nowhere close to that anymore. But your damage is gonna be a lot more consistent, at least. This build still isn't perfect. I'm still missing the Euthanizer, the 25% damage to Toxic. And I have to fix up something else, because right now, I don't have Stand Your Ground. I would love to get rid of Move Groove for Stand Your Ground. Or Stand Tall. Stand Tall, the one that gives you anomaly power when out of cover for 5 seconds. I'd actually love to have both Move Groove and Stand Tall at the moment, but I can't. I had to put on Toxic Lead. Before, I was relying on Perpetuum Mobile. Now I have to rely on Toxic Lead. Since Perpetuum Mobile won't replenish, Toxic Lead still does. You're still able to make use of this, so you do have to make sure you're getting Toxic on enemies, killing them to keep your ammo going. Otherwise, I have a few different things. This, I want a different first ability, but I'm kind of stuck with this at the moment with feedback on there. I don't care about it, but I do have the Captain Hunter now, which feels really good. It's extremely noticeable in terms of killing the elites. You feel it a lot. And I have the Radical Therapy and currently supplies, because, again, you can only replace one mod in each piece. So, I'm prioritizing Radical Therapy over Stand Tall. And also Anomaly Echo over Stand Tall, because Anomaly Echo just gives you more anomaly power than Stand Tall is giving you. And you're normally using skills a lot. So I'd rather keep this going. And the extra damage to Toxic, because Toxic's so huge to the build. In terms of skills, now we have a lot of the cooldown reduction going on. Currently sitting up at 150% status power. I think we're missing status power. Yeah, status power from the helmet. It's skill life leech at the moment. So we're not fully up there. But with our cooldown reduction now, Scrapnel's under 10 seconds, which is great, considering the ability, the 50% bonus anomaly power lasts for 10 seconds, so now you can keep that up full time if you want to. Blighted Turret's down below 5 seconds, and the minigun's at 23.1, which generally won't come up. There are certain times where I'll choose to walk from one area to the next with the minigun out rather than put it away. Because every time you clear a boundary, clear the rocks or the rubble, your cooldowns refresh, but in some of the expeditions you don't get that between certain areas, and I realized that it's going to take me 10 to 15 seconds to walk to the next area where enemies are going to spawn, which is going to be still faster than getting rid of it and calling a new one. The change I have over here is, I was using this for that, it was like 6% more damage to enemies because, well, I'm putting Toxic on them a lot. And I replaced it with the melee skill inflicting Toxic. Since now Toxic is so much more important to our build, that's what we have. And overall, Again, I would love to be able to change a couple things. Don't know how it will end up working, but at the very least, I do want to get Euthanizer on here somewhere when I finally unlock it. And if I get the chance, I would love to change Move Groove out for Stand Tall, because that's just going to end up being better. Stand Tall will trigger 100% of the time. Move Groove is triggering like 97, 98% of the time. Just because there are times you get grouped up, enemies are surrounding you, and you can't actually move for a second or two to kill one. So, but it doesn't happen all that often. That's the changes I would like to make. But there we go. Let's go ahead and jump into an expedition, CT15, and see how these changes actually work out. And so I will see you once we get in there. Alright folks, here we are. I'm in Stargrave. Stargrave's nice. It's a mix between human enemies and monster enemies. I always enjoyed the monster enemies with the minigun. I've done Stargrave a couple times. It's not one where I'm like perfect on the spawns. Here, I'm going to have to start relying on my melee more to apply Toxic. A lot of places like this with human enemies, I was always using the decay turret to help hit enemies behind cover, that and the shrapnel. So now we're going to have to take a look. I'm going to use the melee more to apply the freeze and Toxic and try to use that to replenish my ammo. Because I still will need the decay turret a lot to help hit enemies behind cover. So we're going to run through and kind of just see what this feels like. Since I do need that to kill enemies who have Toxic on them in order to replenish ammo now, since Perpetuum Mobile's not going to do it.
Looks like the Pharaohs.
Alright, let's see how this all goes.
Freighter.
Oh, they didn't see me yet. Alright, let's start shooting. Alright, we'll throw you up that way. Get that down here. Get these kills in, get the ammo going. Focus on behind. Try and get you. Let's toss you back up. There we go. Here's someone. So this is just weird for me. I'm not used to having to use my melee as much. So it's just... I'm not used to having to do it. Let's use the shrapnel out. Alright, now we'll throw the K-turret down nearby. Gotta hop a little bit. The stacks lasting longer is definitely beneficial against all these human enemies. I am weaker against the monster enemies, but against the human enemies, it's definitely a bit stronger. Okay, we got one enemy over there. Can I get you with the shrapnel? I should be able to. Regen ammo. Ooh, we got someone back there as well. Right. Ooh, picture up. There we go. Gotcha. You died to the Toxic. Move to a better area. There we go. Come on, I can get the hits. I can get the hits. There we go. Regened a little. Get you. Okay, get my ammo back up. So this definitely isn't the worst. I feel like I'm at a reasonable pace. It's definitely kind of hard to tell until I finish this area, and then I'll be able to have a better idea. But it's a lot different. I am definitely killing the elites quicker. So that's nice. I probably should have used shrapnel there. Alright. If I want to use shrapnel at these enemies a little further away. Get the K-turret down. That'll should hit everything. Oh, come on. So actually, that really wasn't bad. 2.5 minutes through there. Not the worst. Let's see how it all goes when we continue through this area. Ease the Toxic down. Throw you out a little bit. Gonna keep moving, let them come to me. That'll regen my ammo. Alright. This isn't the worst, really. I do have to throw my abilities out to get my AP back. I did lose some tankiness for a little bit more, DPS. Still don't have what I would like for DPS stuff, but Ooh, hello there. Okay, HP's back up. That got super close. I'm actually not used to this getting that close. That'll kill him. And then just you. Alright. Isn't going too bad. Alright. Let's start up. See how this all goes. This is actually a little nicer here with a longer stack, even though they don't stack as high. Just because these the Callous Maulers used to take longer to kill. So unless you were able to stack up on some of these Venomous Preferos first, you were not going to be able to keep your stacks that long on these things. But now, it feels like it's a little bit better. Is that up? Yeah. The elites are dying more consistently. My ammo comes back. I am losing some of my top end damage. So my damage is more consistent, but it's lost its top end. Which I think is an okay trade-off. It's something I'm willing to deal with. Alright, where we go? Yeah, get the ammo back. Get you back out. Hit you in the face. I should have waited until you were vulnerable, but this doesn't feel too bad. This is actually okay. Alright, what do we got? Yeah, so this change is still going to let me gold this place up. I do want to make sure it kills some of these, keep some stacks. It is 10 seconds now, but 10 seconds isn't forever, and I want to make sure I don't lose any stacks. One more view. Now we have a few more elites. They're also spawning less elites here too, which I think is something that's gonna big part of how much it's helping. Because before there used to be, you know, 10. No, not even 10. There was like 6 or 7 elites that would spawn. Now it's definitely less. I think they've kind of pushed them out in different areas. So it feels like there are less elites that are actually spawning here. Oh, come on, I gotta kill... There we go. Gotta get a couple kills with some toxic enemies to get my ammo back up. Ooh, not helping. Finish you off. Ooh, okay. Almost out of ammo. And you died. There we go. Got some ammo back. Now we're good. Shrapnel. Another one. Huge damage. Alright.
There's a passage leading below the meteorite. Yep.
It's not as good as I want it to be, but, you know, it's gonna work. Still try killing some of these. My goal is to just still keep moving, so that when I finish these guys off, it's not as far to move to the next set of spawns. Alright, here we go. Walking, yes, walking slow, but this is still faster than throwing away the minigun and having them spawn. Because the minigun cooldown is still a little too long. This is only going to be about 10 seconds.
I found a pod down here guarded by monsters.
And I can kind of get the stacks going. Getting that kill just helps preserve my stacks. Let's get you down. Do that. Yeah, get my ammo back. So a couple toxic enemies get ammo back going. Now we just keep moving. I'm just trying to get myself into a better position for the end. So yeah, we do feel the change. I lose out on the top end, but the damage is really consistent still, so I can't complain all that much. It's working. I would still prefer to have Perpetuum mobile. But it looks like this still will work. I can still gold. And that's something nice to see. Get back here, get you down, throw you down. Start just throwing a couple shots out if I can. Alright, kill little guys. Couple these in. There we go. Throw you back. Reflinch that. Let's just get one of you out. I don't think I have to worry too much about it. I should be holding up at max stacks. Okay, that'll kill most of them. Come back fully. Nice. Get the ammo back. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's definitely functional. And as I thought was going to happen when they got back to 10 seconds on Massacre, the damage is going to be more consistent. I still just hate the change of Perpetuum Mobile. 6 stacks on Massacre can work. Haven't realized so much on the Toxic to replenish, considering with this build, if you don't have Minigun out, you are in danger. Because you can't keep up on the healing. You don't have the weapon damage. Losing that definitely pained me a lot. But it still works. It still works. We can get out of there. Let's pop back. And I can still get the golds. That's still functioning. I'm relying a lot more on my melee ability now than I was before. But I can't say it's the worst thing. Anyway, thank you all for coming out. This is Dr. Alejandro. If you like this video, if you liked seeing what everything looked like on the Minigun Technomancer after the patch, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Anyway, I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much.